Namaskar.
Namaskar. My name is Amitabha.
And tell us how you became involved with Ananda Marga and meeting Baba.
Well, many years ago, I was doing military service in Spain, and then something happened that later on I will connect with Baba. Remind me this incident in personal contact many years later. But when I was in the military service, for some reason I was start questioning and thinking what the life hadn't make any sense. I had some existential crisis, and I was start contemplating committing suicide. If the life had no sense, and that's very dangerous because in military service I have weapons, no? And then one day I was thinking that, and I was riding a bicycle, and then suddenly there was an explosion of a car. I think it burst the tire or something, and then almost I fell down from the bicycle, and then totally changed my thought and forgot about these things. Then next day, I was walking out of the quartel. I saw a sign, a lecture Tantra Yoga. And I went there, and then I got initiation after that lecture. Then I became very good friend of the Busti Pradhan in Sevilla, and then I started initiation. I started doing meditation. Then something that happened many years later, when I had my first personal contact, it was two things happened. No, I was in the queue waiting in Baba's to enter in Baba's room, and it was somebody from Brazil. No, and I never met before anybody from Brazil, but we start talking, and then I discovered that we could understand each other. He speak Portuguese, I speak Spanish, and we understand each other. So it was very interesting. No? Then when I entered, then this Baba asked, "How are you? Where you come from?" And Baba asked me, "How many languages do you speak?" Then I thought, so many people speak 3-4 languages. I only speak English and Spanish, but I understand Portuguese. I discovered now, so I could say 3. I was thinking that in a second, yes. And Baba say, okay, so you speak English, Spanish, and Portuguese you don't speak as you don't understand. Yes, Baba. So that was, and then Baba started telling me about this incident. He told me many years ago, in a city in the south of Spain. I have forgotten all this totally. They say, you was having very wrong thoughts. Then suddenly I remember that. They said, that's very bad. You should never think that. Then afterwards, it was all the usual things. And so there was my personal contact. But this, when I started becoming attending Dharma Chakra, I was hearing these first Baba stories. And then I was looking one day, I was looking at Baba's photo that one man gave me, and I was wondering, this short little belly with glasses is such a great story they tell. And I was thinking, wow, he doesn't look like a yogi that the idea that we have for yogis. Then I use, I don't know if you know about this book of it's called the I Ching. I Ching. It's a book that you consult and then it tells you something about the present moment. No? So I was using the I Ching, and then I opened and I read, you will meet a man that will change totally your life. Then afterwards it was said, but never judge a spiritual master by the physical appearance. Okay, so it was something very. Now, coming to the presence of Baba. In reporting, I have the experience how Baba is psychological and his sense of humor. No? Once, I remember once that I was in reporting and I was there as a representative of New York sector. And it was a meeting of Bhakti Pradhan. And then Baba asked the Bhakti Pradhan of, I think it was Houston, a city in Texas. And Baba asked him, how much, which percentage of the income of the Texas state is due to the petroleum? And then he said, oh, I don't know, Baba. He didn't know. So after finished reporting, he said, okay, very good, you can go. When the Bhakti Pradhan, they left, then Baba became very serious. And he said, who is aquí the representative of New York sector? And they pushed me to and it was my first time. I was in front of Baba for reporting. Then Baba told me, why you don't educate the Margis? This is very bad. How did you know these things? It's basic things. Beat him. And I don't know what, there was a bit confused, but came a Dada from Delhi who is very huge, very, very tall. And with a big stick, he approached me and started just touching me in the shoulder. And Baba was looking like to the cell. I was touching, and I didn't know what to do. And then somebody behind me, he slammed me in the back and said, stupid, make some noise. Then I started looking, and he touched me like that. And he said, I Baba, Baba. And then the Baba said, okay, enough. And he said, yeah. And then he starts very sweet. You should educate, the Margis should know, I'm the representative, they should know all these things, about these things. This is one incident in reporting. No? One incident, this once after Baba gave the theory of microvitta, once it was in a meeting, and then Baba asked questions that we didn't know because it's a very deep question, no? And Baba asked, who is representative of New York sector? And I stand up. And I was fascinated of being in front of Baba. So, and Baba asked, what is, with the light of the theory of microvitta, what is the difference between a dead cell and a live cell? And I didn't know anything, but even I understand the question. I was only thinking, wow, Baba is looking at me, I'm in front of Baba. So I was going to tell what was the question, but I keep silent. But became the atmosphere a little bit tense because so just looking at Baba and asking a question and I was silent. Then Baba broke the ice. He said, but my little boy, if you don't know, say something. Also, you can say, I don't know, Baba. Then I say, I don't know, Baba. And he said, very good, you can sit. So that was, and another thing that happened once, there was a time that Baba gave, when Baba started giving personal contact to Didis. And then Baba had called, he said that no Margis, brother, no daughters. He wanted to have a meeting only with the Didis. And then the Didis was downstairs in Tillala, and Baba was in his room. And all the Didis, they were there. I didn't know anything, no, what was going on. I just arrived to India, And I have such a strong desire to see Baba. I had not been in India for a long time, and I was just crazy to see Baba, no? And then I went to the room, changed the clothes, and we were running. Even the people in the VSFs on the door, when he saw me, so he must have some urgent message, but he said, oh, wait. I asked, yeah, man. And I started going upstairs to at the door of Baba's room. In that moment, Baba came into the room, and I crashed against him. I was upstairs, going in the middle of the stairs, and Baba in front, and then Dada Keshavananda started looking at me, doing like that. But then all they did is they came all together and they put down the stairs. So I could not move. And I was in the middle. It's a situation. Baba on the top of the stairs, on the bottom, a lot of Didis, and I am with beer in the middle. So, and that Keshavananda, it would have been very embarrassing. It would have ruined everything. If Baba would have told, what are you doing? You could have spoiled the feast for the Didis. But then Baba started talking as if I were transparent. I was in front of him. I was start talking. Oh, you sister are the half of humanity. Start telling something to me. And then, I don't know what he did. Maybe I became an invisible man, or just Baba was psychological, pretended that they were not there. So there was, and they came, and I went. I was reported, and I have all that I designed. So I have meetings. Then Didis left. When I see the last Didis, I have practiced that. In 5 seconds, I could take everything. So and I went in front of Baba, only myself. And Baba started looking at me, started laughing. Oh, and look at his personal assistant. Oh, look at this fellow. Because everybody was just taking, and I was in front of him. So that was really, and Baba was laughing. He said, how can? Then I got carried out. No, I was sitting in front of him, so I hold his feet. Baba didn't say anything. If Baba would have said, get out, I would have said, but Baba said anything, so I keep holding his feet. And nobody was there. Still, I was alone, no? But Keshavananda said, and he beat me with his stick. Then I keep holding Baba's feet. What's the problem? And then Keshavananda gave me a stronger paw, and this little stick broke, no? So it makes some noise and some order what came, so I just let Baba's feet and sit, and everybody came. And it's interesting that afterwards, when I came out, I have all this purple, no? And I have pain, no? But at that time, I didn't feel the stick of Keshavananda. One thing that I watch how Baba could change the humor in an instant, no? Now, because some people say, oh, how come Baba sometimes became angry? I saw how Baba had total control of his emotion from an instant. No? I remember I was in Anandanagar in the Pandal, and maybe some of you who hear the words this is said, no? There was the people that were coming who were getting married, and Baba will hold their hands and tell, oh, be like Shiva and Parvati. And there was a very, very young girl getting married, and when they were there with the sari, and maybe she was nervous when they called their names, they stand, and when they're closing to Baba, they step almost fell down. See, and then some people they hear and they laugh. It was like a funny situation, no? That almost fell down. No? Then Baba shout, "Don't laugh!" And suddenly it was silent. Imagine a pandal full of people, and you could hear the flies. So it's very wrong. The very effective psychology to live to laugh because of the mistake of somebody. And then totally serious and shouting. And in the next instant, they smile and hold their hands. Say, my little, you be like Shiva, or totally sweet in an instant. So that was fantastic. There are many stories, but everything, this started in a meeting of the proud secretaries, no, sectorial secretaries of proud in India with Baba. And they were, Dada Brahmananda was representing New York sector, Secretary of Proud, and Baba was talking. And Baba suddenly said, Fidel Castro, he may not be our friend, but certainly he is not our enemy. Somebody should bring proud books to him. Baba directed that. No. So immediately after the meeting, Dada Brahmananda called me. I was the only one who will speak Spanish. I'm from Spain. And I was in Mexico. He called me, Baba, say that. So they said, okay, I'm going. Immediately, I will check the next flight and I go. And then they told Baba that somebody is going, and Baba was very happy. So I arranged for the Proud in a nutshell, this with hardcover, all the volumes of hardcover of Proud in a nutshell. And I wrote a letter in the name of Prabhajan Sarkar, this is the book. And then I went there. And in the first time I went, in my luggage, in my suitcase, all I carried were books. Not only these four books carried in the handbag, but they are just, see if I could do prachar, many Ananda Marga books. All I had that. And on top of an orange clothes. And on top of that, a blanket. And at that time, because I figured out that in the customs, they were confiscating books, especially when there are many copies of the same book, because some people, say, evangelic church, they try to things, and sometimes, like the CIA was trying to filtrate with propaganda. So what they will do, they will confiscate the books. Say, okay, we are giving you back. We are keeping it here, but when you out of the country, we will give you back. This was the procedure. No, I figured out the pattern was. But when I entered, I went to the customs. I went serious clothes, and then all books, orange clothes, and the top a blanket. So and the customs look at me, open the suitcase. I opened the suitcase and see the blanket. And he looked at me. He said, my friend, here is so hot, so warm. You won't need this blanket. Welcome to Cuba. And close. He didn't touch anything. So I thought, wow, this is something. So this is so I entered in, no? Afterwards, there are many things that happen in Cuba, but this is, I tell you why I will tell you some little stories about Cuba. Because there, I feel like I like Baba stories. First, because when I went back from Cuba to Mexico, you know the feeling when you have been in India and you had seen Baba, and when you come, you are in the plane going back to your country, this feeling that you had been with Baba. I had that feeling, very strange, when I was flying back, like Baba was there. And another reason is that all the little adventures and funny things that happened, afterwards I was writing in the report in detail, and they were sending to India. And they always told me that Baba enjoyed it much. When I was telling this crazy thing that they were doing in Cuba, Baba laughed like anything. So I was so happy to make Baba laugh. So some of these stories I can imagine Baba laughing. No? I'll tell you some of the little things that happened. Once, after I carried the books, that at that time Fidel Castro was not there, he was in another part of the island because there was a hurricane and he was supervising. But his personal secretary, she received me and she has told me that for sure she will give the book. So I could not give personally. But all these books that I have in the suitcase, I had to do something with them. No? So I start talking many things. I talk to some people in the street, and I figured out that there was an underground library that the people they shared spiritual books. It's like a secret underground and in a house. And then the people they have some book of Hare Krishna, book of Yogananda, and then not only they have a copy, but they imagine what they do. They with the typewriter and carbon paper, they do a copy like that. They share. No? Somebody told me about that. So and they gave me the address. So I went with like a backpack full of clothes. There was a mistake what I did. I was in full uniform. When I went out, I noticed that some fellow that was at the door of the hotel started following me. So I said, well, this problem, these people, if the police come there, they will finish their project, no? So I entered into a bus. They gave me the address. They told me where I had to go down in the bus. And then I was there, and I asked the people, the fellow who was following me, he could hear. I asked the driver, where is that the street? I asked for one street. And that I knew that there was not where I had to go. And he told me, oh, this after 5 stops. So, okay. So then, like the fellow who was following me was thought, okay, he will go down in 5 stops. So in the next stop, when the bus stopped, I was near the door. When they closed the door, I put the foot and tranked the door and then jump out of the bus in the street. And the follow started looking at me, and then I start running, and then one street to right, then to left, to right, and got lost. So I also I got lost myself. I didn't know where to go, but I started to question, and after some time, I could reach to that place. And one old man received me, and there was some young people, very nice people. So this is a donation I give all this. And Andamarga books that I think many people are reading. And another funny thing that happened in Cuba, also they told Baba, and Baba liked very much. There was, when I finished, when I had to go, I have initiated some people, and but separately with the people, but I wanted to, they will know each other. No? So I went in the daytime to a near the hotel. It was a cinema. Then I saw the timing. Then I was telling one by one during the daytime that I will meet them in the cinema at that session, and I never entered the cinema. So we'll go until the end, the last row. Then we'll meet. So that day in the night, I went out in civil clothes, but they were already watching me. No? So one person started following me. And I walk until the cinema. I got the ticket, and the person said, okay, he's going to the cinema. So I saw that he went back. So I entered. The movie is already started. There was a comedy, people laughing, and there was in the darkness. I go to the end, and then I hear, Namaskar, Namaskar. Some people were there, so I told them, okay, I give one the list. These are the people you call it, so you can meet for Dharma Chakra. So this is a little thing that even I think for Cuba enough. I have many things about Cuba, but I want to share one last story that for me is the most inspiring. I was in Anandanagar, and it was the night of full moon. It was a beautiful full moon. And we were in front of the gate of Baba's house, and in the gate there is some corridors, and where Baba used to walk up and down from the door of the house until the gate. And many people were there. And because we were from out of India, me and a fellow from France, they let us be in the front of the gate, and we are there. And it was such a beautiful, the reflection of the moon in Baba's clothes, and every time they was going, so we are thinking, oh, Baba, come back again, because at the time he will enter into the house, but he will come again. And we were singing one song, the Prabhat Sangeet number 13. This is Ami Shudu Hesechi Nechechi. And then Baba stopped in front of us and look at us. Stop singing. Because Baba stopped, said, Baba, we're going to talk. Baba look at the moon. Baba say, the moon is so far. It's beautiful, but she cannot do anything for us. But the light of the moon is here because of the light we can see in the night. So the light of the moon is our friend. And then he looked at us and he said, it was dark, he could not see our faces, but he said in French, he said in English, the light of the moon is our friend. And he looked and said, mon ami in French, and he said in Spanish, mi amiga. And then he looked at all of us and he said, do you understand? And then went away. So for me, this is like a secret meaning behind this 13th song. It's like Baba describing himself, describing what is the Guru, what is God, Paramapurusa. Even our goal is Nirguna Brahma, Nirvikapa Samadhi, but without Taraka Brahma here, giving 16 points, giving all books, all songs. So Baba defined, for me, there was a definition of Baba, of himself, what is Paramapurusa and what is him.
Lovely.
I think with that, that was my main experiences. Baba.
Well, thank you very much. Beautiful. Namaskar.